the best of Money Matters.
Welcome to your 2025 budget preview. I'm your host, Hongbin Jeong. Now, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance Lawrence Wong will deliver Singapore's 2025 budget statement in Parliament next week, February 18th at 3:30 p.m. All eyes are on what's going to be addressed and which areas are going to be supported. Budget 2025 will likely focus on the dual priorities of addressing near-term cost challenges and rolling out further initiatives under Forward Singapore to refresh the social compact and position Singapore's economy to thrive amid global uncertainty. Now, what does this mean for SMEs and businesses? How will the budget support businesses and SMEs in order to sharpen Singapore's economic competitiveness? How will Budget 2025 build on the country's leading position as a highly trusted and vibrant global business hub? Well, to find out more on the Budget 2025 wish list and what we can expect next week from Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, joining me now is Ko Siong, who is the Managing Director and Group Head of Corporate and SME Banking of Institutional Banking Group, DBS. Siong, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Siong, just to kickstart this interview here, what are some of the areas from Budget 2024 and that you expect the government to build on and expand?
I believe that in this budget in 2025, we're hoping to look at both short-term and long-term support that the government is giving to the SMEs. In the short term, I think we have seen a lot of surveys coming out. Managing costs is a big concern. It's a big area where SMEs are asking for. And I think for that, the government should be looking at how these short-term measures, such as perhaps the corporate income tax or even the relief of measures such as helping them to get more grants, will actually relieve that. For longer term, we're looking at and talking about a lot of reinventing their business model and so that they can survive, right, in the longer term, 10, 20 years down the road. So I think we need to have a lot more incentive and even support in guiding the SMEs and mid-sized corporate in getting their workforce upskill, reskill, actually to face new challenges so that they can actually be more future-ready and future-proof in this challenging environment.
I see. Let's dive in further. I mean, one of the factors the upcoming budget will likely focus on is sharpening economic competitiveness to navigate a more uncertain and volatile external economic landscape, as well as tighter domestic constraints. What are some of the top pressures that businesses are facing now?
Businesses are facing numerous front challenges in terms of whether or not today can they survive and can they reinvent themselves and face the challenges for tomorrow.
Okay.
So the SMEs are struggling, right? Struggling in the sense that they are balancing, should I invest now, but should they keep the lights on only? Or should they put in more money so that they can actually face the challenges of tomorrow? So putting that into perspective, right? I think we have companies like this company is a distributor for a fuel and chemicals for a major petroleum company, and it's called Victor Enterprise. They actually look at how they should move from a brown industry to more of a green industry. They have the aspiration to do that, but they do not know about how to go about doing it, the know-how, the expertise. So what they do, they come to us. We have this program called DBS ESG Ready program. And actually, we have a very guided, structured, step-by-step program to help them to go from the level 1 to level 2 to level 3. And they have already completed, since they signed up in July 2024, completed in level 1, where awareness, the staff education, and put on a strategy on how to move from more brown to less brown to green. We're very happy with the progress, and we hope that we see them moving on from level 1 to level 2 and subsequently to be a much better, sustainable business that they have.
I see. Well, how pressing are these manpower pain points then? What policy tweaks can help?
Staff should be upskilled and reskilled to face the demand. And we heard a lot of the AI, ML, which are artificial intelligence, machine learn, as well as Gen AI that's coming in to help you to get more efficient in your operation. But guess what? The staff need to be educated.
Right.
The staff need to know what to use and how to use it. So in that regards, we need to reskill and upskill the staff. So we have the Skill Future Enterprise Credit, and that's actually helping the employees of the enterprises to actually send them for courses so that they can be well educated educated, have the awareness so that they can know what to adopt as a solution that will help them in their operation to get more efficiency, to lift the productivity. That can actually help to look at how they can reinvent their business model and be ready for tomorrow.
I see. Well, with continuous developments in technology and artificial intelligence and a key focus in sustainability, companies are also prioritizing digital economy skills to drive innovation and stay competitive while recognizing green economy skills as an important emerging skill set. But one issue is that they see high training costs as one of the top challenges for staff training. Well, then, Jeong, will Budget 2025 tackle these issues, and how will supporting this continued upskilling kind of raise workers' resilience to disruptions and their job security?
I mentioned earlier in terms of reskilling, upskilling. I think this is very critical in the long-term planning perspective. The short-term managing cost is a one-off that can relieve some of these pain points that SME has been giving as a feedback. But at the longer term, on a longer-term basis, I think the skill set that we need to prepare our employees is more critical than before. As I mentioned, the grants that we'll give to the companies to actually send the staff for courses is actually very, very critical in the areas of cybersecurity, in the areas of how to go green, sustainability, in the areas in terms of Gen AI adoption, in terms of even digital solution on the basic 101. So all these key areas important for enterprises to look at how they can get themselves ready for tomorrow's demand and challenges.
I see. Well, meanwhile, while big companies are focusing on these areas, it looks like SMEs are different. More than half of SMEs see no need to adopt AI functionalities and solutions. Now, that's despite almost all SMEs acknowledging that, AI will help them increase productivity and processes. So why is there such a disconnect?
The disconnect can come from a few factors. Right? Number one, they felt that their business, the scale of their business, does it warrant such a thing? And do they think that such solution really can help them? So they are very skeptical. The cost of implementing some of this adoption, can they afford, right? Is versus one thinking of just having the lights on. Now is more important, survival is important, or planning for the future is more important. Of course, you adopt all this digital solution, there's a mindset or misconception that perhaps you will introduce more cyber security issues. They need to know how to actually tackle such areas. So there's this disconnect here, and as a result of that, the SMEs or the mid-sized corporate less willing to actually take the plunge in the first place. Yeah.
I see. Overall, then, how well are SMEs doing in terms of prioritizing digital economy skills and transformation? What are the challenges that SMEs face in this area?
The challenges come from whether or not do they have the financial support to actually do it. Do they have the right skill set in terms of the management team, the key players in the management team to know how to implement it? And whether the solution they have and they found in the market, can this solution really help them to get the result that they want? Obviously, if they implemented any of this, any other side effect or side issues in terms of security threats that they may have to look at. So these are some of the roadblocks where the enterprises will have to face. And I believe, government has given a lot of support in terms of grants. In fact, we have a partner, IMDA, we have a partner, the ESG Enterprise Singapore, to actually come out with a program called Spark Gen AI. The purpose of this program is actually to have a hands-on and very structured approach for the SMEs to know what are the solutions that they can use that will help in their sectors respectively. And it's more of a really guided kind of an approach. And I believe that the enterprises will be very appreciative of that.
I see. Now, then, what can be done to nudge SMEs to do more to drive productivity through digital and automation solutions? And do you see Budget 2025 tackling these challenges?
Definitely. We see a lot of grants like the productivity solution grants that is there. I think we can do more. Either you extend it or up the limit. I think one specific area that I would like to call out is actually about the private and the public collaboration. I think building an ecosystem in the community is not just about one party doing more, one party doing less. It has to come in the ecosystem in the community. And that's the reason why we, as DBS, have been very active in wanting to make sure that we from the public sector help the public sector to actually come out with programs to guide the SMEs and the mid-sized corporate in embarking on these programs. And these programs, we talk about the DBS ESG Ready program, we talk about the DBS Spark Gen AI program, are just a few examples that how the private and the public can come together, provide a very structured approach to guide the SMEs to go about going digital, going green, and how they can actually go beyond Singapore to expand into different markets. And these are the programs that I think not just the government coming in with grants, but also the private sector is coming in with a program and that is actually helping to build the entire ecosystem so that they can look towards how they reinvent their business model to actually face the challenges that we've been talking about.
I see. Well, SMEs are the backbone of Singapore's economy, providing almost 50% of the country's gross domestic product and employing around 70% of the local workforce. How will more support for SMEs in the budget then help Singapore's growth overall?
If you ask me for just one big one, I would put it forward, this Skill Future Enterprise Credit. I find that this is a very useful and impactful so-called facility that can actually give to the enterprises in terms of upskilling and reskilling their sales force. The reason why this is important, you prepare your staff, you prepare your human capital to be able to be future ready, to embrace any new things that's come along, whether it's Gen AI, whether it's the go green, whether it's go digital. And if the staff and the management teams are fully aware and able to embrace these new trends, they are in a good direction and good path in facing any of the challenges that may come. And in this uncertainty environment that is uncertain, I believe that building a strong bench strength in terms of your staff and your management team will definitely help you a long way.
I see. Well, it is no surprise that the complex challenges threatening companies in Singapore form the bedrock of, the business community's extensive budget wish list. So on that note, what's on your budget wish list? What areas would you like to see the government giving more support in?
To extend the Skill Future Enterprise Credit. That would be the number one I will put on the list. If there's any other that you ask for, I would say that, let this Market Readiness Assistance Program, they call it MRA, and that will help the enterprises look out for markets that are attractive now, beyond Singapore's market sizing, and to actually help them to actually get into the market that they have not been there and seize the opportunity that is given to them.
I see. Well, thank you so much, Siong, for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We've been speaking to Siong, who is the Managing Director and Group Head of Corporate and SME Banking of Institutional Banking Group at DBS for a Budget 2025 preview. I've been your host, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.